Yep.
Okay, just a minute. Thought it was really slick. I brought home another monitor, so now I have two monitors in my laptop, and I'm standing up, and that's why my camera's not on, because you wouldn't be seeing my face. Okay, so this is the DLE update. And with me today is Nicole Decker and Teresa Gilliard Cook. Okay, so on December 21st, we completed the Blackboard decommissioning. iTech, who is our host provider for Blackboard, they have already exported all of our courses to an external drive, and they are in the process of copying them onto a drive to send to me. We should have it early February. iTech is at SUNY at Buff State, and the little blizzard sent them back just a tad. They were hoping to have it more towards the middle of January, end of January. We also have contracted with Blackboard for an archiving service. We have it for 2 years, and we have a 2 terabyte limit, which sounds like a lot, but it really isn't. We have some courses that are very large. The courses that will be hosted on the archiving service are being determined by the DLE steering committee with the provost and the finance input. What we need to do is we definitely need to make sure that any of the summer 22 courses are there, and spring 22, especially the online courses. And then we are looking at what other courses need to go over, trying to make sure that we have the data that they're going to need, especially from the finance. They're trying to recover some money. So we need to make sure that we can provide them with information. So we will be very selective of what we have on that. Okay, so moving forward, there are multiple Brightspace workshops during the winter breakout. We do still have Zoom office hours through the winter and the spring semester. And later in this presentation, we actually have the dates and times. And we are going to be making some updates to the navigation bar and the course homepage and tools. Is this the next one, Teresa?
Yes.
Okay. So the navigation widget changes. This is going to occur well, first on December 19th, the course schedule changed to upcoming events. That was on the content page up towards the top. This was a SUNY-wide decision. And then based on feedback from our focus group, we are making improvements that we have control over with our SUNY Oswego look and feel. So we're removing that overdue widget because it was showing assignments that weren't actually overdue. We initially thought it was just because we were not in any courses. We weren't in the courses. We weren't taking the assignments. But we've got feedback from students that they were also seeing assignments that they had already completed. So we are removing that. We are changing on the course navigation bar. My performance will stay on the bar first, but it will just be visible to students. And then faculty, TAs, graders will see course performance. And then also in the course performance, is going to be, I'm going to put the course reports in there also. So you'll have all course related reports right there, instead of having that separate under course tools. The library link on the main page is going to be moved to Oswego Resources. So that will shorten up that main nav bar. The tutoring resources that's on the navigation bar is being replaced with a widget, which will be going on the course homepage. The announcement widget is being replaced with what is called a slim announcement widget. So it won't take up as much room. We're also moving the location of the widget. Another feedback that we got was, as the semester went on, if students did not click the X button to close the announcement, it just kept getting longer. And because the announcements was at the top, it was pushing down the visual table of contents, things that students really wanted to get to. So the slim widget makes it so you don't see as much of the announcement, the whole thing, but there's a little, if it's really long, you can click and see more. And then there is a new quiz setup experience that is much more like the assignment setup. And we will have a workshop later during the breakouts that will show you the new quiz setup. And that will be rolled out before the start of the spring semester. And gee, we'll let you know. We are definitely the course homepage and the course navigation and the main campus navigation. Those changes are going to happen Friday at 4:30. So what it's going to look like on the course home, you're just going to have two columns. And on the left column will be the slim announcements. And then you'll have the visual table of contents. And then underneath that will be the tutoring resources widget. And then on the right column is the updates. And then the calendar, which includes upcoming events. And then playing with that, it's very detailed. So the more information you put into your course, as far as not just due dates, but when assignments are available and when they are no longer available, all that is listed in the upcoming events. So it's a way for students to keep track. And also on the calendar, if you expand the calendar, students can click on the day, and if you've put it on the calendar, which happens by default when you set up dates, unless you say don't put it on the calendar, they can just click on the day and see what's on that date. Okay, so the third-party integrations. So we're still working on the Google Workspace. Some other campuses have worked at setting it up, and they encountered problems. So we are learning from them, and we just took a step back because most of it works. We can use our Google Drive. Other campuses were having trouble with that aspect. So we will start working on that. LinkedIn Learning, they have finally come up with the necessary workaround. So LinkedIn Learning can be installed in each of our campus tenants. And ReadSpeaker, the same thing. They were both on pause. We have put in a request, and I've been bugging them, and I will continue. So we have both of those set before the start of the spring semester, and then turn it in. We do have that. We are still working through some contract issues, but we've continued to have it. They have not removed it from us because they know that we want it. So we also are going to talk about turn it in. Correct, Teresa? We have a workshop on that.
It is not set up yet because I want to wait for the contract so that we can have we have all the proper documentation and we are able to offer training. The hope is that maybe later next week we will be able to do that. But again, it may be early in the semester we will do that.
Yeah. So is Safe Assign going to go away? Or whatever's there right now?
Right now is turn it in. It's still
Oh,
there.
it is?
Yeah. We just
Okay.
we have not been promoting it because of the whole contract thing. As soon as the contract is all worked out and we will definitely start promoting it, but you do have that plagiarism detection tool.
Yeah.
It is turn it in.
Okay.
Yes, Safe Assign was a product specifically for Blackboard, and the tweaking features for Turnitin may change based on the final contract. That's the only reason we're holding off on doing an official workshop. But
I only asked
if you need it.
I only asked because there's some plagiarism software working this fall, right? Wasn't
Yes.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what it was, but
It
okay.
was turn it in.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, and then towards the end of the fall semester, there was an issue with Panopto, when you were trying to use the insert stuff function to embed a video in your course content webpage. That has been resolved. Okay, so the Zoom winter support hours run until January 12th. And that's Tuesday from 8 a.m. to 10, Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 11, and Thursdays 2 p.m. to 4. And then starting next week, we will start with, oh, wait a minute. That's right.
Yes.
We'll start with spring hours, which will go back to 5 days a week. And
just a little point in there will be no office hours Monday because that's the ML King holiday. So that's why we're starting January 17th.
That's what tripped me up.
I'm sorry.
Okay. It seems like that was more than a few days. So the times will,
No, the times will stay the same. We just don't have hours this coming Monday, but for the semester, these hours are what we will be doing.
I was just comparing from the Tuesdays are still the same and Thursdays are still the same.
So are Wednesdays.
Yep. So we just added back the Mondays and Fridays.
Yes.
Okay. I was out sick last week, so people helped me out a lot. So now we've come to the end. Look at that. So what questions do you have for us? We wanted to give you ample time to ask questions.
I have a couple questions.
Okay.
Okay. I guess they're more about questions of things that have come up and what ported over and what did not. So first of all, thank you, Kathy, for your IT support when I had issues bringing over question pools and tests and all that. And we were at the deadline of archiving, so I appreciate that. Everyone that could make it. I'm recreating the calculation questions, but such is life. But I guess I would also note, like in Panopto or even my YouTube videos, I have had to kind of relink all of those. Those all seem to have broken and had to be redone. And all right, well, that was just one observation in trying to move them around. And I forgot the other ones. I should have written them down. So I'll give other people time to ask questions and maybe it'll come to me.
Okay, so the quizzes, bringing the tests over. I know in your case, it was really weird. You know, it was because I couldn't even get them to come over together.
And it wasn't just me. I think Brian Dempsey had the same issue.
Yeah, and I don't know why that happened, because we could do them individually.
Right.
But some wouldn't work through the using it as in the course, the import tool under course tools. And they had to be done right at the quiz level, the question bank
Right.
level.
Mhm.
So, I don't know, though, such is life with going between systems. Now, the
Must have been,
YouTube-
must have been those economics quizzes.
I guess so. I don't know. It was
Scary.
like, if I have to recreate these, I'm gonna fake my own death and just leave.
Yeah. So the YouTube, I'm a little surprised that the links didn't come
Well,
over correctly.
The weird thing is the links are correct. So I've already, you can't even see them now because I've already just deleted and it's, used the insert stuff. But I had this, there was a file and you go in and the YouTube thing is there. It tells me the link is broken, but then when you look at the link, it's actually valid if you copy paste the link, the new tab. So I don't know what happened about the YouTube videos that I was using. So I don't know why it wasn't coming through, you couldn't click on it and yet the underlying link it told me was correct. So essentially I just deleted that, created stuff and then just re-added the YouTube link and it seems to work fine. And then of course, the Panopto, that whole Panopto thing is fixed, that whole create a file
Well,
thing.
the Panopto one, and then I'll let Doug address the YouTube. The Panopto was because there was two things going on, but the biggest thing is we always knew that you were going to have to create new links, because the way that Panopto works is there's like two directories. They're based on how you're getting into Panopto. So there was the Blackboard one, and then there is the Brightspace one. So we had to unify the accounts so you could get to the content right from Blackboard, and also put it into the Brightspace side. So you would have to recreate that link. So it no longer referenced Blackboard. We were hoping not to have to make you do that during the fall semester, but when, we turned off access for students, we created a problem we didn't know. So, Doug, the YouTube.
Can I jump in on a Panopto follow-up before Doug? Sorry,
Okay.
Doug. So I kind of gave up on Panopto this fall. I just had to choose my battles. And you guys were really helpful, but I just couldn't figure out where they went and how to link them all the time without direct help every time. So my question is, because I'm doing 2 new online courses right now, plus a third that I did before. So I'm going to create new video. That's what I'm doing hopefully this week. So my question is, like before in Blackboard, when you course copied the Panopto, the video, because I hadn't used Panopto a lot in Blackboard just for like the last 2 semesters, but it didn't move with it. Like you had to relink it into like that semester. Do we still have to do that? Like, can I just make a video once, put it in the course and it will course copy, or do I always have to go like move all my Panopto to like, spring 23, fall 23, and then go do it? Do I have to do it that way?
I have not, for the faculty that I have worked with, that has not been an issue when I've done course copies. It's gone along with it. Now,
Okay.
if you do have to remember in your new course that you have to put in, when the Panopto module will be there, but you still need to go and click on the link that's inside there to create that folder.
Yeah.
And if you don't do that, then there's going to be issues because students don't have access to anything within Panopto.
Right.
So that's the biggest thing. After that, everything should work fine.
Right.
And the one thing we do not want you to do, and I know people did it in the fall and we'll probably start looking for them, is to upload videos directly into Brightspace. I know people did that because they were having issues with Panopto. And I understand that when you teaching comes first, right? Technology should assist you with teaching. And it shouldn't drive how you teach. So now that we have all the Panopto little wrinkles ironed out, we need to make sure that we store our videos in Panopto or YouTube. Because Brightspace is not meant to store videos. We have limits on how much space we can take up contractually, and videos can be very large.
So when you're saying videos, are you talking about just the stuff we make, or like I link all the time to YouTube?
No.
and stuff
Linking
like
is
that?
different.
Linking
Don't
is
put the
different.
video,
Yeah,
right?
the things
Hosting
that
it.
you make.
Panopto's hosting our videos and we're just linking to them, right? Or YouTube.
Well,
Right.
no, but
video.
you guys told me to embed all the time.
Yeah, no, that's fine, because an embedding is actually, it makes it look like the video is in your course, but it
Oh.
really isn't.
It
Okay,
isn't.
okay,
Out
okay.
Yeah.
of Panopto.
I was
Yeah,
like, oh
that's
no.
fine. The same thing with YouTube. Panopto is like YouTube, right? Just think of it as a different YouTube, right? Is a hosting platform for videos. What we don't want you to do is say, upload video into Brightspace,
Yeah,
into your
okay,
course.
okay.
That we don't want you to do.
Yep. Okay, sorry, Doug, go ahead.
No, not a problem. So yeah, with Panopto, one thing you might want to do is, if you know you're going to be creating a bunch of videos for one course, is in the Panopto interface. So when you click Panopto and it gives you the little management interface, is just create a standalone video for that course. So instead of it being tagged to a particular semester folder, it can just be tagged to Eco 101. It just makes your future management of it easier. And that can be done at any point that you have a pile of videos. You can just move them. Because some of the early Panopto issues we had was just figuring out where they were, because they were buried in a folder that was 5 or 6 years old. In terms of the YouTube stuff, there's 2 issues potentially with that coming over from Blackboard if you end up working with any legacy issues. One is Blackboard used a different code for embedding the video. So sometimes you'd get a warning that just said, oh, we can't open this in frame, you have to reopen it. And yeah, in that case, just delete it, recreate it as a fresh video, and you'll be fine. The other thing, though, is make sure that your HTTP code is not, when you look at your address, make sure it doesn't say HTTPS. That is a secure link, and that does not play well in the Brightspace interface. You have to set it to open as a new window. And that's not unique to YouTube. You also will see that sometimes if you're linking out to a like a document that's located on a different server. So if you ever get that pop-up that says we can't open this, and you paste it into a regular web window and it opens fine, just double check that it's not trying to use an HTTPS code instead of just HTTP. And if you do run into that, just stick your head into Offstars and we'll help you clear that out.
So I have another aha thing that just came up. So before in Blackboard, I think you guys always told me to, well, recommended maybe to have my landing page for the student always be the announcements. I mean, that was one suggestion. So I've always done that so they know what I told them if they didn't read their email. So I think I set that up in Brightspace, but now I'm hearing all this discussion about the widget page and the columns and all that. And I'm thinking, I never saw that. So I'm thinking, maybe I should go back to whatever that default was for is it called the landing page in Brightspace?
Well, the landing page in Brightspace is a little different from Blackboard. In Brightspace, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Kathy, you will always start on the home page.
Correct.
So it will
Okay.
always have a little widget that says, here's your announcements, and you click on it to expand it. it has.
I think
Um,
I reset mine. I think I did. Because it always open.
I'm not, okay, then I'm not even sure how you did that.
Yeah, I don't either.
Because that's not how, I believe it's supposed to work, but
All right. I'll check that.
again,
I'll check it.
yeah, stick your head into office hours and we can look at that. There is customization you can do to your homepage within
Oh, maybe that's it. I don't know.
limits, but yeah, I'd be curious to take a look at what you did. Okay, I'm going back to my cave.
Who was the next question?
I have a question, Kathy.
Okay,
I know I was working with you with the LinkedIn Learning LTI. Could we get maybe an announcement when that is working? I'm sure everybody here has their spring classes set up at this point, but I still have some work to do, and I don't want to go through the process that I worked out on my own so that students could use it and then just replace it with that LTI. Is there a maybe a way to get an announcement when that is up and running?
we will, most definitely.
And
And
thank you. I know you've been working on it, and
yeah, you know,
I found a way to get around it, but it's really
Right.
clunky and it gives
Right.
students a lot of.
So Dan, I'm curious because I used LinkedIn Learning this past fall and I just made links to it and told them they all had to have a LinkedIn account and nobody had a problem.
Yeah, I was like, I embedded a lot of the videos that I was using in like a discussion forum or something like that. And they had to do some different things to click on the, you know, the video link that I sent them so that it would open for them.
Huh.
I
just made it, I just made it a
didn't-
link. So, and it went. Not embedded in a discussion,
I
just.
didn't get as lucky as you did.
so we have a contract with LinkedIn Learning, and all students have access to it. So they wouldn't need to create their own account.
Mm.
They just need to log in. And what the LTI does is that it passes the credentials, so they would get logged in without having to do that separately. But it also lets you take that content and embed it into your course, make it look like it's right in your course. So you don't have to, students don't have to click on a link to go to it and then click on another link to view it. That
Right.
is
that was the problem that my students were having. Yeah.
right. And you know, we found a workaround solution, but it's ugly.
Yeah.
I meet with our SUNY DLE admins on Friday, and I met last Friday. I did bring up our third-party tools, but I will bring it up again in an email this week, early, like today or tomorrow, to try to get that done, because I submitted the request back in July. You know,
I remember. Yeah.
it's silly that it's been
Yeah.
kicking around so long. The only thing that I will say is that, you know, they are very, like us, understaffed, and you know, there's more campuses now. They're up to their eyeballs in the migrations, and we are to the phase where they think that we're fully done. So they need to finish this stuff before they can say that we're fully done. So that's a motivation for them to bump it up and get it done. So there's no more outstanding LTIs to be installed. And we do still have 3 that have to be installed. Turn it in is is in there, but we just have the contract thing, and some parts of it may change based on what the new contract is. So they might have a little bit of work to do. So,
Thank you.
and Nicole did post in the chat the LinkedIn learning page from the college.
Yeah, there's a link on there that will allow the students to log in. Once they're logged in, they should be able to access any of the links that you post without being prompted to either log in or create an account.
So, we will be posting an announcement about the changes that are upcoming this Friday in Wednesday's Oswego Today publication. So, I went through them a little fast, but we'll have it written up. I was trying to get a screenshot, and because I think it would be easier to see. I can show you, we have the time. I can show you what it will look like. Hold on.
And I'll just add that a lot of the changes came from our focus group that we did last fall, which included an actual student. So that was great. And I know some of you that participated in the focus group are here in this session as well. So thank you to those who offered us that feedback.
Okay, so you see the new function task course? Yes? Okay. I'm never sure. So I want to make sure. So here is what the slim widget looks like. And what students don't always know, or maybe they don't want to, is they just don't click on this to close them. I'm in here. Let me change the student view. So this is what I was talking about with, there's underneath the upcoming events, you can also collapse it, so they could collapse it. And then the table of contents, and then this is the tutoring resources. So they have the information, and the thinking storm, when they click on that, it will take them to, oh, I guess it's not, I'll have to fix that. Oh, maybe it's because I'm in the preview. That's why. I was going to say it really does work. And then I haven't done the rest of the navigation changes up here, but that's what the homepage will look like. Any thoughts? Everybody's really quiet today.
I think it's great. I just wish, I put all this stuff in writing in my syllabi, so now I have to go and change it and say it's not in the navigation bar anymore. So I know you guys are going as fast as you can, so that's the only thing.
Well, it's never up here. This is the navigation.
No, but the tutoring thing was up there, and
Oh, yeah. Well,
it's just little things like that I'm like, okay, where did I say that?
Right,
But they'll figure it out.
right. Well, the tutoring,
My God, it was, that whole thing blew up this fall with people flipping out because it was in the nav bar. So I was like,
Just tell them you'll give them 5 points on your final grade if they can point
"Oh
out
my
any mistakes to you.
God." Ugh.
That
Oh,
that
they
that's-
point them out. Don't worry.
forget which faculty member did that, but I always was amused.
You
at.
know, it's always just like trying to align your syllabus with the module with the, all this. It just gets.
Well, we just like to keep you mentally
I'm mentally
limber.
I'm limber. No worries. I'm getting too old for this. And I do want to thank again the team, because I, as for one, I go to their office hours all the time and it's been a lifesaver. So thank you.
Well, we're always happy to see you.
It makes for a long 2 hours if nobody shows up.
Just like professors sitting in office hours.
That's right. We
On the
have
bright side, I've
nothing
gotten
else
really
to do.
skilled at playing cats in the cradle with myself.
Yeah, same here, Jacqueline.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
must count it as work time.
well, I don't know about the other support people, but that's what I do. When nobody comes to office hours or in between people coming.
Yep.
So are there any other questions? If not, we can end. We don't need to belabor this.
I just want to ask, pardon me for joining and rejoining and leaving and joining. For whatever reason, last night's Zoom update decided to render my speakers, microphone, and video useless. So I had to unplug, replug, reconnect everything, and finally it worked. So is this session recorded? Will I be able to watch it?
It is
Yes.
recorded.
Very good. Thank you.
And I
Well,
believe that the recording will be placed right where the session is on the CELT page website.
Yeah, it'll be on the website and on CELT's YouTube page.
Okay, great. Thank you.
and I'll just give the standard reminder, we're always happy to see you at office hours, but if you can't make office hours, just drop a line to help@oswego.edu. That is monitored Monday through Friday, and if you need any assistance during the weekend, you can always go to the the SUNY office hours, which have extended hours beyond even what we have.
The SUNY help desk.
Thank you. That yeah.
Right, they also have extended evening hours as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant.
and the 7 days a week.
Yep.
Not 24/7, but
No, not quite, but if you're up at 3 a.m. working on Brightspace,
Not there. They're not there.
they're not there.
No.
oh, well, Doug, thank you. You reminded me of something that I can tell people. I don't know exactly when it's going to go in effect, but it'll be sometime soon. Is because of the volume of calls coming in to the SUNY help desk. Faculty, if you are calling with a Brightspace question and you've been on hold for X number of minutes, what's going to happen is once the system is set up, you're going to get routed to the D2L, which is the company that created Brightspace, to their first tier support to handle your questions. And that will just be for faculty.
Oh,
Because
that's really cool.
yeah, as more campuses are coming on, there's just so much going on, and they're still supporting Blackboard too, because not all campuses moved, yet some campuses extended their contract with Blackboard. So they didn't have to be in the first wave. And again, once we know the information, concrete information, we will update the campus. We're waiting for SUNY to tell us. Okay, well, with that, I thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
And have a good rest of your day and week.
You do the same.
Bye.
Thank you, Kat.
Well.
Bye.